These past few days leading up to the launch of Loveanddeepspace 2.0 has been so action-packed. Their marketing has been so lit recently, hitting us with social posts every day, and it's been a blast covering everything that I could. But I'm left sitting here the day before the launch, worried about if they're going to be able to sustain this level of marketing for the future. I know full well that only time will tell in this kind of situation, but I can't help but be a little anxious about the future of this game. Hey lovelies, it's Lynn. Today I just want to hunker down and talk to you all about some of my worries about Loveanddeepspace. Yes, everything is amazing right now. With the new launch, the new love interest, and new game mode, we as players can easily be blinded by the new and shiny things and forget about the real issues that this game has. From the non-existent drip marketing for future banners, to the grinding of resources for leveling up the memories, and a very minimal stamina cap that we all have, we have yet to see these issues addressed by the devs in the new patch. Side note, we don't even know what Stalactrum Silas is yet, so pre-farming was done completely blind, so potentially wasted stamina if you farm the wrong thing. Or worst case scenario, a completely new set of colors are introduced, so more things to farm anyway. Yikes. I would mention the lack of diamonds, but with the Abyssal Chaos on its way and all the different increased deep space trials and affinities of the love interest, I'll hold off on that until I can personally try it out. And as for the players who don't think that this game is falling off on the global revenue, here is the information of gacharevenue.com for reference. I'll even leave a link in the description box if you want to check it out for yourself. Global revenue of this game is nothing compared to the revenue made solely in China. In fact, it's been on a steady decline since launch, and I'm highly aware that there is a high chance for it to spike back up with the 2.0 update dropping tomorrow. But I'm not concerned with the spikes in revenue. I'm more concerned as to why Infold can't maintain a growth or stability in the game in terms of player base and revenue on a global standpoint. If the spike in revenue and attention to Loveanddeepspace leads to multiple months of steady growth in the game, then my worries are for nothing. But if after the 2.0 update drops and a repeat of the same pattern from the initial launch date occurs, then yeah, this game has major issues in player retention that need to be addressed for global longevity. I bring up points where the game lacks, not to tear the game down, but to hopefully bring attention to where a majority of global players feel stress. Now, let's play a game. What is the biggest difference between the player base in China and the players globally? If you've guessed the amount of marketing and exposure to LADS in China, then you're right. As far as I know, this game is everywhere in China, especially from comments that I've received and also things that I've seen on Reddit. From mall displays to the recent fan event that just occurred to celebrate this new launch, they have grown a massive player base for this game there. When I said in my previous video that marketing is everything for this game, I really meant it, because you see, more marketing equals more players. More players give more feedback for the devs to improve the game. So isn't that a win-win situation right there? I mean, look at Weathering Waves and its older sibling Punishing Grey Raven. When Coral released PGR, the marketing for that game was nearly non-existent, and even though it grew a very cult following, its revenue and player base is nothing compared to Weathering Waves now. Even before launch, Wuwa had marketing up the wazoo with everyone covering its potential, and the constant drip marketing that was dropped for the game. Between the two games, which are both amazing in their own right, one clearly got more exposure and love than the other. Until now, with the added bonus of an attentive developer team, Weathering Waves marketing is doing all they can to keep themselves relevant in the gacha space, especially since they're up against the gacha giant that is Hoyoverse. This is why I say marketing is everything. Do I expect Loveanddeepspace to be as big as Genshin or Weathering Waves? I mean, I'd like it to be, but in reality, a 3D Otome game is made for a very specific niche. I mean, I don't really see players like Dish or Toronto or Doro, Tectone, these major gacha players, to play Loveanddeepspace. This game just, unfortunately, isn't geared towards them. Even though there is combat in this game, it's not the main focus. So building a media presence in some other sort through other channels is highly important for Loveanddeepspace to grow. I just want the game to reach its global audience completely and maximize the most out of a proper marketing plan. I mean, I can't think of anyone who's a fan of this game that wouldn't want a Loveanddeepspace convention or pop-up stores globally. It doesn't matter if you're a casual or hardcore player. Wouldn't you want to see that or even enjoy seeing that happening? With more marketing, it would be a win-win situation for both the players and the devs. As we saw from the live stream, the devs clearly care very much for this game and are excited to please and surprise its players with new love interests and updates. So an attentive developer team is something that's already in our court, which is more than I can say for other gacha games. We just need more global players to give feedback and attention to the game online. Otherwise, how will they know what their player base feels, or what their players want from this game? Look, I understand that as players, we want to see this game grow. But if we don't address the issues of this game, and the global revenue of this game cannot remain consistent and grow, then global players will never be taken care of. If you don't see eye to eye with me about the severity and the lack of player retention of this game, then okay, that's up to you. Just don't start complaining about how players in China get all the cool updates or events, or if, and this is a big if, the game gets pulled from the global market due to lack of funds. Can this happen? I don't know. I'm no expert in business, but what I do know is that if I'm a business owner and I'm spending money for global localizations and not getting a proper return on investment, then why waste profits globally? If anyone knows if this is a possibility, please leave a comment down below because the info I researched online for this wasn't really consistent. Well, those are all my concerns. Some of my anxiety is gone now, because, talking about your worries does help a bunch. All in all, am I super excited for the update? You bet I am. For anyone pulling for Silas's memories, I wish you all the best of luck. And fingers crossed for the marketing to maintain in an upward trajectory from here on out. But that is all from me for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm Lynn the Gacha Goblin, and I will see you lovelies after the launch. Good luck everyone!